What's up, Digital Collective 828?
This is Sean.
And Rashina. Listen, if you're holding crypto or just thinking about getting into crypto, you need to stop scrolling and listen to this video. So this week, the U.S. And Europe made major moves in how crypto is going to be regulated, and it directly affects popular tokens like XRP, Quant, Hedera, and
Casper.
Hedera and Casper. So
Mhm.
if you've never heard of terms like MiCA and the SEC, we're going to explain them simply as we always do, and most importantly, why it impacts you or it should be important to you in the U.S. So let's get into it. Let's break it all down. So let's start off, Sean, about what the SEC is. So, I always like to give a little bit of beginner background. So the SEC is the Securities and Exchange Commission, and that's the agency in charge of regulating things like stocks, companies, raising money, and now crypto. And if a token is considered a security, the SEC can say you're breaking the law if you sell or promote this without following financial rules, right?
Yeah, let's back up a little bit what you just said, and that
Okay.
this is the main reason why XRP had went to the court because of this same thing. Because the SEC previously said that XRP was a security, but that's all I want to add.
Okay. All right. So, in the past, like my husband said, the SEC has sued or threatened a lot of crypto projects, including XRP and Coinbase. But we got a new leader now, and the SEC is changing directions. So, that new leader happened in April 2025. Paul Atkins, he became the new chair and the SEC, and he's known for being pro-business and crypto friendly.
Right.
So let's bring this forward now. So as of September 15th, news broke that the SEC will start notifying companies when they break small rules instead of suing them like they've done before. And so this is big. It means that the SEC is softening its stance, trying to create clearer rules and possibly opening the door to legitimate crypto projects to work with U.S. regulators and not just fight them in court.
Right. I think it's a win for us as those who are in crypto, because we know with Gary Gensler, a lot of coins would have been labeled as security, and XRP could have been one of them if they lost their case. And they would have took XRP off the exchanges for good. You wouldn't be able to buy it at all. So with Paul Atkinson coming in with his new vision, saying that a lot of tokens are not security, I think he's coming up with a super app, and I think XRP will actually be running that. So we'll find out more about that super app shortly, because he's coming out with that. He just mentioned that like a couple of days ago, that he's coming out with that.
Okay. All right, cool. So we'll have to get into that and bring you more information on that in another video. So let's go across the ocean now. We talked about MiCA. So the EU is the European Union, made up of 27 countries, and they just started rolling out major crypto law called, and that's short for markets in crypto assets. And think of MiCA like this: it's Europe's version of creating clear rules for crypto. If a crypto company gets licensed in the EU, MiCA says that they can operate in all EU countries. This is called passporting. So, but here's the drama. On September 15th, countries like France, Italy, Australia pushed back, saying some countries like Malta have weak standards and they want tougher rules, especially for big crypto companies. And they're asking that oversight be handled centrally by Europe's securities agency and not left to countries themselves. So that's what just recently happened.
Yeah, this probably will affect some crypto, that, because technically we don't have our bill passed, the market structure bill as well. So that they're in the chambers now trying to decide on how to pass this bill. And the lady said we have I guess up to Thanksgiving or Christmas to pass this bill. However, I think it may become sooner, because if they're having the issues right here in Europe, that means that it's going to affect the United States. So they may have to move fast on this one.
Right. So that's a perfect segue to what I was going to say next. Why does this even matter to U.S. customers? But here's why it absolutely matters. Like my husband was saying, U.S. tokens need global approval. So many tokens like XRP, Quant, Hedera want to work with banks around the world. So if Europe tightens the rules, some projects may get locked out, while others with strong compliance can rise in value. So the new U.S. policy equals more room to innovate. And the SEC's change means crypto founders in the U.S. finally get to stop living in fear of lawsuits and instead work with regulators. That increases stability and trust. So ISO 200 2022 compatibility, many utility tokens are designed already to work with global banking messaging standard. ISO 222, tongue tied with that. So these changes are happening just as central banks and financial institutions roll out blockchain-based financial systems. So this is not about just about crypto. It's about how money moves around globally and whether U.S. consumers can be a part of that innovation or just left behind.
Yeah, you remember now the ISO 222 is going live November 22nd, 2025.
Mhm.
So all of these things have to be in place before that can take place because that's the old.
All right. It seems like my husband got stuck a little bit. Okay. Well, I'm going to wrap up this video to say that my husband, something must have happened on his side of the internet. But we just wanted to bring this to you so that you can be aware, like we always say. And then, you are able to go and research this yourself. Go to Reuters.com. You can search MiCA crypto or SEC Paul Atkins and crypto. You can go to the whitehouse.gov or europa.eu if you want to get more information on this yourself. And as we always say, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you guys. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things. And then also check out our DC828 merch if you have not. Join our Patreon. And we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And until our next video, we'll holla.